Hello guys, today I will be comparing two countries. One of them has English as official language, which is Jamaica, and one of them has English as a secondary language, which is Gabon. I will compare these countries' similarities and difference. I don't know so much about Gabon, but I will talk more about Jamaica and compare it with Gabon that I have learned. So yeah, let's start with Jamaica. Why does they speak English? Well, if we start talking about the early history of Jamaica's time, the first people that settled in Jamaica between 4000 and 10,000 BC was two groups of ingenious people, which called Arawak and Taino. After a while, did Christopher Columbus arrive in Jamaica in 1494, and when he arrived, there was around 200 villages ruled by cochichos, chiefs of villages. The Jamaicans started to speak English in 1654 after the United Kingdom conquered the Spains in Jamaica, which ended up with Jamaica became a British colony, and they were a British colony until 1962. So they have speaking English ever since 1654, which is a pretty long time. So yeah, the reason why they became a British colony and why they want Jamaica to be a British colony was for the sugar in Jamaica. And there was so much sugars they wanted, and they saw the good opportunity to have a slave market there. Many people from Africa were imported to Jamaica to be slaves, and were then imported to America or South America, everywhere. The country, though, attained full independence by leaving the English Federation in 1962 and was the first country in the Caribbean Sea with independence in that time. They speak Jamaican English, which is a dialect. Dialect, it's a mixture between American English and British English, but they also speak another language in Jamaica called Jamaican Patois. This language was developed in the 17th century by slaves, which came from Africa. So they mixed the English language with the African language, which became a English sort of language. Jamaica has a lot of different kind of races, as Indo-Jamaican, Chinese Jamaican, and white Jamaicans. All of these kind of races came to Jamaica in the 19th century and began to work there. But the white Jamaicans began to increase after 2011 in Jamaica, because there was a low population of white people in early history in Jamaica. Jamaica's population is 300 million from an estimate from 2015. It's around 3 million, I like that, which is a lot for a small country as Jamaica. Jamaica, though, is in the Caribbean Sea. It has neighbors as Cuba, Haiti, Panama, Nicaragua, Honduras, and the Dominican Republic. Jamaica is the third largest island in the Caribbean. They have mountains which dominate in the inland, and they call it the Blue Mountains. Why they call it Blue Mountains? It's because when you look to the mountains, then it does look like water, like you're about to water. Pretty sick. The most local sport is cricket, but in the country so has it been more field athletes, field track athletes, which Jamaica has a good of. They have one of the world's most famous cricketers and some of the greatest runners in the world, and they have won a ton of medals in the World Championships. So now, living condition. I'm going to compare the Jamaican with Gabon's living condition. So yeah, Jamaica, it's like Gabon. The living conditions are the same. Both have poor people and rich people, but Jamaican has more hospitals in their country. They have it everywhere. All Jamaicans has access to water, electricity, mail, and more. They can do like we in Sweden do mostly. Jamaica has a better living condition than Gabon, but Gabon has more supplies and timber and oil. They have bigger supply, more workers and everything like that. But Jamaica has more rumors. People know more about Jamaica than Gabon. I never heard about Gabon before, and that's why I took it now, because I can learn about the country. So yeah, that's why they have a big, better living condition. If you go on to animals, Jamaica has a lot of birds, 300 species in the little country. They have manatees and a lot of snakes. The most dangerous one in Jamaica is the Jamaican boa. Jamaica has Jamaican iguanas, Jamaican mantia, butterflies and a lot of snakes. They have rare species summons up in Jamaica that people haven't seen before, which is interesting for me. So yeah, let's go on to the comparing now. After all, Jamaica is a smaller country than Gabon, but Jamaica's population is almost 2 times bigger than Gabon, while Gabon's area, for example, is 270 square kilometer, and Jamaica's is 11,000 square kilometer. It's very fascinating for me. I don't know about you guys, but for me it's very fascinating. Jamaica took independence from the United Kingdom 1962, and 2 years later did Gabon also take it from the French government. 2 years earlier did Gabon take it. And Gabon is also very, very hot and humid because it's in the tropical zone. It's on the equator. It's in the equator. But Jamaica is the same as Gabon, but Jamaica has a more dry air. It's not exactly the same as Gabon. So let's go on to the flags now. The Gabonese flag is made of 3 horizontal stripes, green, yellow and blue. The green symbolizes the forest, the yellow symbolizes the equatorial sun, the blue symbolizes the water from the sky and sea. The forest, although and its animals are greatly valued as well. It's not just trash. They have the forest and animals portrayed on the Gabonese currency. Let's go on to the Jamaican's national motto, which was adopted after the independence from Great Britain in 1962, which was Aro Many One People, which is a good thing. I don't know. You have to catch that. I don't catch that phrase. But anyways, the national flag has 2 black triangles which represent the historical struggles and hardship. The green triangles represent agriculture, wealth and hope, and yellow cross stripes represent sunshine and mineral resources. Jamaica's currency is GMD, Jamaican dollar, and Gabon has ZAF, Central African CFA franc. And let's go on to this final step, the conclusion. For me, although these countries were very special, and I'm glad to talk about them. I have talked about one country which is very popular and has rumors, and one country that has no popular and almost no rumors. It has been funny to talk about them. It's very interesting for me that Gabon has less population than Jamaica. I still thinking about that. Even though Gabon is larger than Jamaica, it's crazy. But yeah, I have learned more about these countries and I'm glad for it, because I might travel to Jamaica or Gabon one day. Both of these countries seems very interesting now after I have learned about them.